our problem goes over some variations of if again, and we want to show an example where we have a bookstore that buys in some books and sells them. We want to calculate what the profit of this bookstore is, and let's begin by seeing some of the numbers. We are going to be selling our book for $30. This book is rather on a rather current topic, so it is out of fashion just quickly, and then we'll have to sell it for a discounted price of only $10, so a very strong discount. The next thing about our bookstore is that we have to decide how many books to order. And let's say that the management has made a decision to order 2,500 books. Now the next thing is to show how big was the demand. And let's say that we're going to use this random numbers again. This just in order for us to be able to really quickly play around with our bookstore and see different results coming out. So what we're gonna do is we'll write equals rand. Remember, this gave us a number between 0 and 0,999. Then we're gonna do times 4,000. The smallest number, 0, turned into still a 0. The biggest number, 0,9999, turned into 3,999,9999. So it's almost 4,000. Remember that we don't have commas as far as the sales of a book go, so we have to use int again. That we've already used today. Int, this cuts away comma places. So the number is effectively somewhere between 0 and 4,000. Okay, can never be 4,000, so let's put 4,001 in here. Then 0,9999 times 4,001 means 4,000,9999. Int cuts away comma places, so the number can also be 4,000 from 0 to 4,000. Okay, now the next thing we want to do is let's write down. This is called order, and let's write down some kind of a case where the order is really rather small. Just here the order is 1,397, just to write something, some of those random numbers down. Okay, if the order is I'm going to write it as demand. If demand is 1,397 and the order was, as we set it, to 2,500, then now we have to figure out how much in such a case. We'll write something called initial. How much of the books can we sell with the initial price? Remember, demand is small, order was bigger. So with initial price we can sell 1,397 books. And the last thing, discount, will have us selling, this is going to be 1,103 books. Here it is. This is the discounted sales. Let's play around with our bookstore a little more. So demand was 1,397, order was 2,500, which means demand was quite small. We sold it with initial price, the demand size 1,397, and with a discount we had to sell the remaining 1,103 books. Okay, the other case. The other case would be when the demand is gonna be 2,873. Okay, such a demand. So let's check what's gonna be. Still, the order is still 2,500. And now let's check how much we can sell with the initial price. The demand is rather big. We've ordered in 2,500, which means that all the initial order 2,500 is gonna be sold with the full price, which in turn means that with discount we will sell 0. So the demand was big, order was smaller, and initial price had us selling the entire order and nothing for the discounts. So these are the two basic scenarios for this bookstore. And let's now write down some ifs just to have our bookstore running. I'm actually here we went row by row through this table, and now we're gonna go column by column. So let's not even look at this table. Let's try to write these ifs from the beginning again. So it goes like this. I know actually how it's easier to explain it. So let us go like this. The initial amount sold, so the full price amount sold, is gonna be equals if parentheses begin. And our if is gonna be like this. If demand is sorry, we have forgotten to give names, so I'm gonna cancel this formula. It's by pressing the escape key, and we can give those names now. Actually, if we select all these cells together and give formulas, create from selection, left column, it's gonna give the names. The other one's gonna be again formulas, create from selection, left column. But the third one, recognize this has to be formulas, create from selection, and only right column. Again, Excel makes an error. It wants to give the name price 1 from top to bottom and give it like this, and this is wrong. So that's what we don't want to do. Only right column. Okay, so here it is. The amount sold with full price goes like this, equals if parentheses begin. And we will write if demand is smaller than order size. Actually, it will work just fine. We don't have to consider ourselves with those equal signs. So if demand is smaller than order size, if it's a small demand, then with a full price, if the demand is small, we can just sell only the demand. So if demand is small, smaller than order size, with full price we only sell the demand. Okay. Now, on the other hand, if the demand is not smaller than order size, the demand is big. What turns out to be true? If the demand is real big, then we can sell the entire order size with the full price. So if demand is big, if demand is small, we sell only the demand with full price. If demand is big, on the other hand, we sell the entire order size with full price. Okay, the first if is here. Now the second if is going to consider the discounted sales. So it goes like this, equals if parentheses begin, and we are going to write if, and let me just do it the way I know it comes out easier. So we're going to check now for the discounted sales amount. We will check whether demand is bigger than order size. So once again, we have a real big demand. We've ordered even too little in. In that case, with discounts, we will sell 0. Nothing will be sold at a discount. Okay, and now let's consider the other option, which is if the demand isn't big, so demand is small, the other option, demand is small, and then if the demand is small and the order size if the demand is even smaller than the order size, then we have to sell at discount the leftovers, which is order size minus demand. Remember, demand was small, so what's left from the order size we have to sell at a discount. And that's all. We got our formulas down. So in case of a big demand, we sell nothing at a discount. In case of a small demand, what's left from the order size is what we sell at a discount. Okay, so when we're looking at these formulas, we see that the formulas themselves are really rather easy. But the problem is hard to describe. So most of our focus goes into just somehow going over how this bookstore works. So there is where our focus lies. Okay, let's we're actually there is something I forgot to say, and we're going to wrap up the first part of this exercise. Namely, when we're looking at the numbers, these numbers here are blue. This means that these numbers are kind of given to us by the business environment, if you will. So in this case, we're a small company, and we're acting what is called in business as price takers. That is, the competition, the bigger competitors are the ones who set the prices. We're kind of copying their prices. The full price is $30. The discounted price is like only $10, more or less. We copy them both. Now this here, the order size, has been circled with a dotted line. This is usually what we call a management decision. So our company managers make the decision as to how many books to buy in. And the last thing here, demand, that we made randomly, is usually coming in from our sales clerks. So once the month is done with, automatically from the sales software, all the sales clerks give us the demands number, so this flows in. So that's how our initial numbers appear in this workbook. And now to wrap up this, remember we've so far only dealt with selling. We've dealt with how much we can sell for the full price and for the discounted price. Selling means money coming in, so let's finish this side of the exercise. This is revenue. And revenue calculation is really rather simple. We're just going to take this full price and multiply it with the initial amount sold. And then we're going to take plus the discounted price and multiply it with the discounted sales amount. So just two pairs to be multiplied together. The initial price with the initial amount, the discounted price with discounted amount. Okay. And when we're clicking on F9 key, we can see that all the time it makes up a new demand, and if the demand is smaller, let's say bigger, like in this case, than the order size, we get the initial amount sold. Everything is sold at a full price and nothing with a discount. And if our demand is real small, some of it is sold with a discount, and it will always result in a different revenue.